Welcome to season 3 of Beyond Armageddon. Um, when we last left our very dedicated True Sabbat pack, they had just conquered Santa Monica with the new rise to power of the upcoming Archbishop. The pack now has to deal with new mysterious challenges. If you enjoy our content here, please do subscribe to both our YouTube channel and our Twitch channel. We stream at about this time every week. And all of our past content is in our YouTube channel if you want to catch up. We also urge you to check our book, Sabbat the Schism. It's a V5 edition, and it has a lot of new stuff coming soon, so keep your eyes open for that. And I would also like to thank RS Experiments for offering us the intro song that you're about to hear. If you like his stuff, his SoundCloud page is linked in the description below. With that said, let us get into Season 3 of Beyond Armageddon. We join both Jack and Jasper as they take a step back from the blood pit. Vicus looks to both of you, nods approvingly, and then looks to the crowd watching this ceremony. There aren't a lot of Sabbat in the city yet, but the ones that have shown up, both from East LA and from recent alliances you've made, they still number in the tens. Notably, you notice that the hag from Griffith Park watches the ceremony approvingly. And on the sidelines, you both spot Victoria from East LA as she smiles and honors the rites, while also whispering quietly to a young black-haired woman who seems to watch with fascination. You look up and you see humans hanging from the ceiling, unconscious, with their necks just out of reach. All of them hanging from this apparatus. And as you admire the scene, Serena, now Iris, rises from the blood pit, covered head to toe in blood, and showing a new appearance that you've only recently familiarized yourself with. As she rises and slowly opens her eyes, now nominated as the Archbishop of Santa Monica, cheers echo through the warehouse as the apparatus from which the humans are hanging lowers, and all of your guests begin feasting. Serena, given that you are still covered in blood, do you climb out of the pit to go clean yourself? What do you do?
I actually approach, like, since it is polite of the host also to feed, just to show that nothing was drugged. First I approach the closest human hanging, and I bite down and drink.
You approach this this dazed woman hanging and not really aware of her surroundings. And as you bite, you hear her almost sigh in dazed exhaustion. And you are able to feed.
Once that is done, I probably would have gone into the blood pit with with something less dressed, like a shorts or something, and would have had a rope or something like that. So I'll put that on.
You dress yourself. You feel that the dampness of the blood almost makes the clothes cling to your skin.
And I do know that I have another thing on the agenda before the end, which is promoting Olivia.
Do you wish to do this tonight?
I mean, I can do this without anyone present, but it is it's not just a Templar, it's a Paladin. So
good for
Paladin is a bit of a higher, yeah. Because essentially, she'll have she will be able to move and command people as I do.
I mean, your eyes still search the crowd as you contemplate this, and you do spot Olivia feasting on a particularly burly human that's hanging from the ceiling, almost lifting the guy by the shoulder with one hand and biting his neck on the opposite side.
I look around and see, is there Ruark or Kian here?
Ruark, was present, just to give his congratulations. However, he's left.
Okay, while this is all happening, I'm going to just quit. So I'll have Eyes of the Earth anyways active. So I'm basically going to be scanning the area. Good.
I'll inform you if you spot anything. I won't have you roll.
I don't need to roll for this.
Yeah, I won't have you roll to see if you spot anything suspicious. You'll just see it. That's what I mean.
Yeah. And basically, I'm going to go talk to Victoria.
All right. You make your way to Victoria, and as you approach, you notice she spots you approaching and nudges Mary, who lets go of the hanging human and wipes her lips, sort of almost in this ecstatic, sated hunger frenzy.
Mm-hmm.
And they both turn to you. Victoria speaks up first. How does it feel to become Archbishop?
Well, I'm going to have to say that certainly the inauguration is far more classy than the ones they do in Camarilla. It was rather lacking when I took up that position in service to Sabbat.
Well, our sect does know how to enjoy what we are, instead of crying over the dead.
Spilled milk. So yeah. How is Mary doing?
Victoria looks to Mary and sort of startled by the shift, like the attention shifted to her. She just blurts out, "I've been doing okay. My extracurricular activities did prepare me somewhat for, well, environments like this."
Well, that is exactly why I chose you. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm of Clan Malkavian, I would have embraced you, but you're better off as part of the Demeter clan. You never know how our curse, my clan's curse, can manifest. You could have become chronically depressed.
Ah. I'm sure dealing with the same thing I have dealt with for a very long time wouldn't have been as much of an obstacle as you would assume, but I do appreciate that this...
It usually gets worse.
I'll just trust
and you
your
can't...
experience.
By the way, Archbishop Victorian, do you... how is everything right now in East LA? Have the Anarchs of the Camarilla been continuing with their intrusions? Or are they laying low for now?
Victoria frowns and says, "Things have been calmer, which usually means something is brewing."
They're preparing. Well, at least what I can say is that, given the fact that I've returned and Iris mentions down her body. This appearance, for the now. I think perhaps if there's any Camarilla attention like that unfortunate Archon attack, that's going to be focused here. But I've got my eyes on Santa Monica, and Iris just like looks away as she just does a quick scan, and then back to Victoria. 21st at 7. Well, unless I'm sleeping.
I'm sure that won't be the case when the time arises. Speaking of which...
Yes.
Should I address you by your former name?
It would be good. My plan is that, given the fact that Iris Amling is on the red list, and I've got plenty of kindred who could benefit from a power-up, and given my unique omniscience, I'm planning to basically use the Camarilla's attempts at punishing their defector until they've given up, but it will be good way of reclaiming the blood and thinning their ranks.
I'm sure we can talk strategy at some point. For now, let us enjoy the feast.
Of course.
And with that, we'll jump somewhere else in the mix of the party. Jack, what are you up to at the Blood Feast?
Most likely carefully observing the party, maybe talking with someone I know. Micah's maybe Jasper.
Well, let's say you're next to Jasper. Both of you are having a quick drink just to be polite. And as you do, this slender figure approaches you from the corner of your eye. She looks to you, eyes you up and down, and as you look at her, she's not just slender, she's gaunt, almost. Her eyes examine you, they study you. And eventually, she speaks up. I believe you're Jack, correct?
Depends who's asking.
She looks you straight in the eyes, raises an eyebrow, and her eyes begin to cloud and turn pitch black.
In that case, yes.
Good. We've heard the news about your sire. Good riddance.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
If any assistance is required in running the domain, don't be shy.
How should I address you then?
Simply as a friend. And she reaches into her, she very clearly makes a show of reaching into her cleavage and takes a small folded piece of paper, hands it to you. I'll keep in touch. Have a good night.
You too.
And she turns and heads through the crowd to exit the building. Jasper, you witness all of this.
It's like a petition or an ally.
More like part of the family. And the rest is to be seen. I'll check the note.
You open the note, and there are 2 lines written. One is a phone number. You recognize by the number it's a fixed line, not a mobile. And the second line has an address to a church within Santa Monica.
I'll do a funny. And I'll check the aura on the paper.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I need to remind myself of the specifics of that power, because I know...
Perception, empathy, and difficulty is determined by the age of impression.
Mm-hmm. You may make your roll.
Apelese. Goddamn.
All right.
By 7, it's 1 success. By more, it's 0.
So, you almost instinctively press your finger against the paper. You feel the texture. You focus on the writing. And you call upon your stolen blood, might I mention. And the weird nature of it.
No, it's Auspex.
Oh,
It's
you're
pure
using
Auspex.
Auspex. I thought you were using Mithrasyria. My apologies.
Nope.
Alright. So you... Same description, but this time a bit less Diablo-Rise-ish. You feel the texture of the paper, and your mind almost drifts off. You get faint feelings of cunning, plotting, but also kinship, oddly enough. And it is with these feelings that you see the face of the woman.
I see. Well, paper goes in the pocket. What about you? Any news from extended family?
Jasper, which is currently not only watching the party from this side, but from the other side as well, says, no news, if anything. I am quite worried that this is going too well.
This is going as well as it can get.
Yes, and that's what is bringing me to a worried state. Nothing goes usually this well.
Jasper, as you finish this sentence, you feel a tap on your shoulder. And you turn to see this thin, almost string-like tentacle retracting back into the midst of Sasha Vicus's head. They approach you and say, well, it's good to see you've progressed.
Oh, it's good to see you
He
too.
doesn't like being sneaked upon. Yes,
Well, too bad for him.
that is true.
Well, in these cases, since it is a party, it is somewhat of a good surprise.
I'm sure
At
it
least for
is.
now.
I like the new additions, though you could use a bit of help with the wardrobe.
Well, it's quite hard to pick out a good wardrobe when you're not that great looking. Not because of my own terms. I'm happy to hear any advices you wish to tell. Jasper says, with a smile that he's trying to be polite about it.
Vicus raises raises their eyebrows and just shakes her head, their head, and says, No. I'm far too busy. Though I do know you have an amazing fashion sense within your pack, given the newest archbishop. Maybe you should ask her.
Perhaps.
Also, Pardon?
If she has the time, that is.
I'm
And
sure
if
she
I
does.
have the time. I'm far busy as most of our clan are with our studies to be dealing with such minuscule problem as fashion.
Fashion can do a lot of good for you. Tells people not to mess with you if you wanted to. Especially when you fashion your own clothes. Regardless, I did hear some interesting rumors. Is it true that you and your recently returned ally, if you understand what I'm saying, is it true that both of you have become more akin recently?
Jasper raises an eyebrow. I'm not sure what you mean by that.
I think you do. I think you just answered my question.
Who am I to stop your assumptions? I myself don't know what you mean by that. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Not for now. Just wanted to catch up. Do keep safe. Plenty of stuff we have to watch out for now and that's. And
Yes, the becoming more dangerous. I hope that you can keep yourself safe as well.
Vicus chuckles and essentially pats your very gaunt, bony cheek a couple of times before turning and saying, "Ta-ta."
Have a nice day.
When everyone has fed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Iris is going to go to the front and look to Olivia Olivia would have been informed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Iris will basically look meaningfully at her and be like, "It is time. Come up. It won't take long." Like basically, with Auspex telepathy, she'll be like, "Come on. It won't take longer than a few minutes. But if you are to be recognized by everyone in the domain as my paladin, and thus be able to act as my voice, then I need you here."
I do hate politics, you know.
Well, that's why you'll be the paladin.
Better than being Archbishop. And
I know, Iris just replies, I know you've totally recruited me so that you can offload bureaucracy on me. So at least get your ass here and be a paladin.
Olivia seems to have like a very slight, cheeky smile. And then just gestures. Says, after you.
Yeah, Iris like basically walks to a chest, and there's a sword there.
Mm-hmm.
So she takes the sword and then approaches like the front of the pit. And then like looks to the people. Like slightly tapping the pit, like which should be metal, so that it's like clangs. And then once the attention is on them, before you go back to your socializing, as one of my first official announcements as the Archbishop, I would like to announce my very first paladin, Miss Olivia. If you would kneel.
Olivia.
And Iris turns to Olivia at that point, and with the corner of the mouth not visible to the rest, that's the one which like turns up when she says, "Miss Olivia, would you kneel?"
Are you actively trying to hide the smirk?
Yes, it's on the other side of the crowd.
Just a quick, let's say charisma stealth.
Okay. Because for them, it's an inside joke.
Jack is like scratching his cheek to the grin like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. The crowd doesn't seem to have picked up on it. Olivia kneels on one leg, but looks to you with sort of like deadpan stare.
Iris just like telepathically communicates to her. Come on, you knew I would say that. Very flirtatiously. And then she basically, in like, you know, like how they anointed knights in the medieval times, she puts the sword on one of Olivia's shoulders and says, Do you pledge? Wait, sorry, let me
Take your time.
Brain freeze.
Brain freeze, yes.
It's okay. Take your time.
Couldn't be me getting brain freeze.
And Iris begins. Tonight the sword does not test you, it claims you. The nights you have bled for us, the fires you have walked through, the monsters you have silenced. These were not enough, and still you remained, and that is why I choose you. She puts the blade on one shoulder. By this mark you become more than a soldier of the Sword of Cain, you become the shield and vengeance of your archbishop. She puts the blade to the other shoulder. Do you swear before the... Do you swear to protect the body and will of your archbishop? To carry out their judgment without question? To die, burn, feed, or kill at their command? Iris still has a smirk on the other side.
I'm tempted to not have you roll for this one. Fuck it. We'll say you keep it hidden. Olivia, keeping their head down, speaks, projecting their voice quite loudly through the building. Now and forever.
Iris removes the sword. Then rise, Paladin. Let none question your purpose. Let none survive your blade.
And Olivia rises, only to be slightly comical given the height difference, since this form of Olivia is quite small.
It's just not comical.
And as Olivia rises to their feet, the building erupts in cheers and the revelry commences once more.
Iris just projects to Olivia's mind. You know what's actually funny? Having a force again be my paladin.
You just feel a response in the back of your mind. Hush.
Iris just like gives her a very, cheeky grin. And then proceeds to Vicus.
Okay. You begin making your way to Vicus. And as you approach, Vicus seems to be chatting with someone else. As soon as they catch you in the corner of their eye, they just shoo the other person away and turn to you, looking quite excited, almost like they're about to gossip.
The
No.
fucking accent and gossip.
Iris, the ex-harpy, is like, okay, I'm all for tea. Let's get us some teacups now. Iris recognizes the look and she's like, should I bring up a fancy tea set?
Do you have one?
I mean, ironically enough, I probably have somewhere like a fancy tea set, but it's probably in one of my caches.
Well, let's keep it brief then. How can I help you?
Well, I was just coming up to see how you've enjoyed the revelry, and thank you for being the one to inaugurate.
Well, I couldn't very well just let a certain someone else host such an incredible party.
Certain someone else, but certain someone else was Bishop last I checked.
Well, let's
Or did you
say
talk about...
titles are malleable for those people.
And Iris does this look. One day you will not be expected, and she's like leaning over. One day you will not be expecting it, but I will come out of a tree and I will set his ass on fire, and go back into the tree.
And I will film it.
Excellent. You'll have to also learn tree walking so that we can come out from different trees.
I'm sure I can come up with something a bit more creative, but regardless, I do have some
Regardless.
conversations to get to, people to put in their place. Do you need anything else?
No, but you look like you were about to spill some tea. Oh, go on. You listen. My first ever official job was a harpy, for a reason.
So, for this, I'm asking you, are you trying to coax the information out?
No.
Like, or are you just...
I'm just like basically being like, you. This is basically
I know you wanna. Why don't you get
like, come on, like you can't just tempt me with some tea.
Okay, in that case, make me a charisma. I'd say probably expression or empathy. I'll leave it up to you
Empathy.
which one of those.
Uh-huh. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So, Vicus seems to start to resist this pleading. And then in a quite non-serious way just says, "Oh, fine. There's this recent arrival. Well, arrivals. All over LA. They've been insinuating things in different domains. Most of them seem to be keepers. One of them..."
At this word, I'll just teleport to them through shadows. What are you two lovely birds are chatting about?
Someone owes me a debt.
Well, my clan?
I never
Except
bothered
for
to
her.
check. Very obviously lying.
Well then.
So a lot of keepers have been coming around. I'm sure, and like Iris just says that was the like most cheeky grin. I'm sure this had nothing to do with either of us doing
Pretty much
anything.
none of it.
Yes.
Well, hypothetically, if you had anything to do with this, I guess you wouldn't really have any right to complain. So, I'm gonna tend to my business now.
Do not kill many of them.
Why would I cut the fun that short? And Vicus just turns and wanders off.
Yeah.
Iris turns to Jack. So why did you get suddenly interested?
Well, because I've got approached by one.
I see.
And up to recently, I was the last one.
Aha. So now you're not the last one.
Yes. And between
What's
the two
her
of us,
name? Where she is?
no fucking idea. I know where she is.
Where?
At church here in Santa Monica.
Huh. Can you describe me how she looked?
I can show you. And he just...
Oh, okay.
Bada boom.
Yeah, okay. Did she, because everybody who's in, like, you know, like, present who's in Santa Monica, right?
Mm-hmm.
Had to pledge allegiance. Did she do?
She did.
Ah, okay, so that was her. So she would be a recent arrival.
Why not?
I suppose that it would be good for her to come and introduce herself to the Archbishop, wouldn't it be, Jack?
Would be perfect.
Exactly. And since you have a number or location, I guess you have the location.
I have both.
Okay, well, then you can basically pass on the message to her. I'll let you know when. Maybe later tonight, when after we're done with this. We do have some business to discuss either way. The hunters have been...
Yeah?
The hunters have been active. I'm getting a bit mentally exhausted at having always to keep an eye out.
Hey, you deserve a day off.
Yeah, day off. I take a day off, and Kian sends his fucking Cybertrucks here. Well, actually, she doesn't say Kian. And a certain
He who
menace...
shall not be named.
No, Voldemort is way cooler.
True.
Jasper is walking towards Iris. Oh, I have good news then. I may have come up with something that could help you with your surveillance, but we can discuss later.
All
Right
right.
now, let's
Shall
just
we
enjoy the
officially
party.
dib in the party?
No. Host cannot leave before we... We cannot leave as a host before the party goes. And until the guests have eaten their full... either way, we still need to do also... If only our only Toreador in the domain wasn't... Vivi.
Why?
Iris. You should just now
Sure.
enjoy your party.
Actually, don't worry. I've actually recently asked Olivia. I've actually recently had some wash commissioned. I'm sure this will be excellent food for them.
Right. And with this, eventually, after some conversation, you return to the party. And as it begins to die down, and people start leaving, you make sure that the three of you are the last ones to leave.
4 of us.
Well, 4 of you, yeah. You did offer Abel a bit of leniency because you are aware of his proclivities. So you allowed him to leave right at the start of the blood feast, but he did have to begrudgingly participate in the rites. And as you begin, people helped you clean up at the end. As you begin packing up and heading towards your new base of operations.
Yeah, I text also on the way out to Marcus that cleanup crew on aisle 7, and then in brackets, I basically put the address. He would have been warned that there would be basically, like a crime scene cleanup.
A fucking massacre.
Yeah. Well, as you drive out, like you send the text, and as you drive out, not a minute away, you see a few trucks passing by that you recognize are Marcus's boys. And you make your way to what is currently your base of operations. A semi-popular club within, close to Santa Monica Pier, infamous to the Sabbat and mourned by the Anarchs due to the recent takeover. You arrive at the asylum. You enter through the front gate, and the guard at the door sees you, recognizes you, allows the 3 of you in. Jasper obviously is masked as hell. And as you walk through the club and you approach the elevator to the upstairs office, Iris, one of the mortals, in fact, the mortal you left essentially running the place, approaches you and says, hey, we got this for you, apparently. And he hands you an envelope that is sealed with wax. and he says,
Fancy.
apparently it's for your eyes only, and I know not. Your business is your business.
Oh, good. Have you been looking into the updated ideas for the club? Like, I may be rich, but I still wanted to make more money than it's actually spent. You know, DJs, masked party ideas.
I did have a look. I'm not sure it'll vibe with our regulars, but with your permission, I can make some
go
adjustments.
with like.
If
Go
new
with
people
like-
bring more money than regulars, then you're doing something wrong.
Oh, look, we still can have our like regular nights, but like weekends and stuff, or like some big events, like if we bring in new people to those events, they're also gonna become regulars. Still keep it to the goth vibe.
I'll see what can be done. It'll cost on marketing, though.
I know. Marketing is important. Iris looks to Jack. Maybe your girl can help with that.
Sure, actually.
Good to have like two, like, and to
New
his mind, it
perspective.
says, like, and to his mind, into his mind, Iris says, good to have two eyes on the area.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you. Anything else?
No, just that.
Okay. And Iris nods and then steps into the elevator with the envelope.
Mm-hmm.
And as they walk into the office, which now no longer has the giant fuck bed.
Boring.
Well, actually, maybe she would have kept
No.
it.
Base of operations, not Haven.
She
Keep your shit at
appreciated
home.
it.
Fine, she does have a love nest for her and Olivia. A separate one. So she basically, like, instead of the bed, there's now some sofas
Mm-hmm.
and like a large black marble coffee table and these Victorian era soft velvet sofas, purple. Like the entire room, like now, like more like black, purple, not like red. And obviously, portrait of Therese and Jeanette has been taken down.
Mm-hmm.
But
Just
not
their
thrown
dad
out.
left.
No, it was 3 of them and the same. But she basically...
Yeah.
She hasn't thrown it out yet. Because she has that crazy Malk idea about how, you know, like souls and stuff might work. Which she's gonna attempt later. So she sits down in one of the armchairs around the table and opens the envelope.
All right. If you check in your journal, in the same tab with your character sheets, there should be one called Inventory. You have the letter there. That is what you read, and you are free to share it.
Mother, I would most actually Iris reads it out loud. Mother, I would most humbly request to meet with you and your group if you wish it. For I believe I may offer your group something it lacks. Information. I will be at the following address, unarmed and alone for the next 3 nights. With the utmost respects, Aiden.
Mother.
I don't really have any childer.
What's here than just out of the blue starts playing Mother by Dancing just for shits and giggles?
So, someone we don't know and knows you wants to meet with you. Doesn't sound like a trap at all.
Where is the area?
The address is essentially a fairly populated part of Santa Monica.
Okay.
It is essentially the second floor of a building, and looking on Google Maps, you see that the first floor is like a pretty popular cafe. The second floor is, from the info you can gather, an Airbnb.
Okay, well, that makes things easier. You know what Airbnbs usually have? And you will know that since you've plants
Mm-hmm.
for decoration. So Iris is going to basically concentrate on that area specifically and just see inside the building and see if she can basically find.
So you reach out in your mind. The city almost unfolds like a map in your mind. And by focusing specifically on that Airbnb, you look through what you feel is essentially one of those corner, like one of those rather tall corner plants.
Yeah.
You look into the room. It seems quite a plain, beige, boring room. But there is a man with his back to the plant. You can't really see his face. And he seems to be standing in front of a table with what looks like a clock, like a mechanical clock, sitting on the table, echoing with each tick. And the man seems to be focused almost in meditation and tapping his finger on the table to the rhythm of the clock. And you do notice, I won't even have you roll for this because it's a bit uncanny. Usually there are, you know, when you see stuff like this, even though you don't rationalize, like you don't rationally know it, the beat is always a little bit off. It's uncanny how on point the tapping is.
Hmm. Okay, what about the area around, like, the entire building? Anything suspicious around it? Hunters, anything?
Nothing really. It's way too populated to have like an outright fight without causing issues with the authorities. And it would be way too convoluted of a building to have an altercation for you to be able to escape swiftly. So you find it very unlikely that that this is an ambush. Perhaps it might be a mental ambush, but no one ever said
luck.
you were vulnerable to stuff like that.
Good luck with that. Smack some dementation.
So, what do you see?
Well, very populated area of the town, an Airbnb. A single man, how he said. What's odd? He's oddly on point tapping with a clock, a mechanical clock. Like, usually, like, there's like a bit of, nobody's that precise. Well, probably is a Cainite. Like, humans cannot do that.
So shall we prepare? What kind of visitation?
Well, ideally, of course, I cannot be the one to go and to him. He must come here.
Should I go grab him?
Yes, you might actually, because you also would be able to see through the Shadowlands. Take Jack with you. Well, to be fair, actually, Iris looks to Olivia.
Who at
You
this
would
point
have-
is mostly looking, essentially looking through their phone, looking
Is she-
like
Is she?
there's a lot of
pulling-
planning.
Yeah, is she
Going
pulling an Iris, sitting on her phone?
How would
Do,
you?
do you call out?
How would you suggest?
I'm like, Olivia.
Hmm?
Since you're the paladin now, can you go with Jasper to fetch this aid? And she hands him Olivia's a letter. You
Olivia
have
takes
my
it.
authority.
Looks, after reading, says, "What shape do you want him in?"
Well, I don't think they're going to provide any resistance. Unharmed. But if this is some stupid plan, you take them out. After all,
Easy enough.
but if they give no resistance, before you let him in here, maybe basically just ensure that when he comes in here, it is safe for me. We don't want any. We just fixed up the club.
Like I would do anything else.
All right then.
Fine then. Jasper, shall we go?
Give me a second. And Jasper will activate the level 1 power of electricity to prepare for their travel.
So, quick note, I did inform you this, but it's fine. First time, so I'll just remind. That power is area locked. So, if you cast it here, this area will be primed for future use, which is fine. But if you then go there, you'll have to cast it there. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, he wants to cast it here.
Okay, sounds good.
He wants to prepare this place in case.
Make a roll. Do you remember how to do activation rolls? Okay, good. That is... difficulty is usually...
Well,
yeah. Let me just double check the
is-
difficulty.
I think it's difficulty.
5.
Level 1 is 5. Oh, it's 4,
Yeah.
I think.
It's
Level
4.
1.
It's 4.
Yeah, it's 4.
Alright.
So,
So
that's
that is fuck ton of successes.
2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Cool. I'll make a note. Yeah. Essentially what the rest of you see is Jasper asks for a moment and then seems to close his eyes. And you almost feel this weird sensation in the air. Like someone just turned on a very old TV. And you're standing right next to it.
Iris gets really annoyed.
Fuck, you mean very old? We are as young as this fucking invention.
We're old. Okay.
Iris just rubs her ears. Oh, what the fuck is that?
Preparations.
Static.
In case he does
Um,
anything with him here.
Oh god, it's so loud. Oh well,
Oh,
in a
sure.
couple of minutes my brain is going to turn this off.
If it doesn't, just tell me.
To be clear, it's not a sound as much as it is a sensation.
Okay. Iris turns to Jack. While we're waiting for them, you can give a call to your new keeper friend.
I shall.
All right. And as the two of you begin to make that call, Jasper and Olivia begin to drive to the address. As you approach Jasper, you get a bit nervous because even though you are disguised, your visage can be quite dangerous to expose. And this area seems to be, like, very, very populated. You see the address in the distance. It's the cafe Serena showed you on her phone. And the Airbnb seems to be right above it. The lights are on, but the curtains are closed. Olivia looks to the second floor, parks the car about one block away, and says, "Do some scouting, and then let me handle it."
Jasper uses his ability to see into the Shadowlands to see if there's any unwanted guests as we're arriving.
Make a perception and investigation roll. This is not to spot intruders. In fact, you don't see any. Right. You don't see anything suspicious in the area.
I see nothing suspicious so far.
Good. Wait here. I'll be back in a bit. Olivia exits the driver's seat and heads towards the cafe. Enters through a door right next to the cafe, which you assume would lead to the residential part of the building. And we cut to the inside of the Airbnb, where, again, still tapping his finger on the table, we find Aiden. Aiden, almost exactly at 9:30, you hear a knock on the door.
He just nods to himself like he's been expecting it and keeping time of how long it took since he delivered the letter, and gets up and goes to answer the door.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't say anything at first. He just steps back and offers, he motions an arm to let you enter.
This woman, not a very tall woman, but seems maybe in her 30s, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Very pale, with white hair, looks you up and down, and then very bluntly just asks,
I should state Aiden hasn't blushed, so...
"That's fine." Very bluntly, this woman just asks, "Aiden?"
Yes?
"Your car is waiting."
Well... And he'll, glance over to where some keys were sitting on the table. Let me block up, if that's all right with you.
Take your time.
Nods and grab his keys. And would you say it would be reasonable that I could have picked up like a laptop or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you try to bring a laptop with you, the woman simply just puts her hand up and says, "Leave your things here."
He'll just lock up and like this has been what he was expecting and waiting for all along.
Mm-hmm. You are guided outside and towards a pretty, not overly expensive, but a pretty good car. And inside waits a figure wearing a hoodie, scarf over his nose. He watches you approach very carefully. And the woman simply gestures towards the back seat.
Opens the door and slides in.
Now, could I use Red on sight to see if she has anything metallic, like a weapon on her?
Mm-hmm. I will simply ask Aiden, did you bring anything metallic with you?
His keyring.
You see a keyring in his breast pocket.
Okay. I turn off.
He has like a
Okay.
metal belt buckle.
All right. Olivia gets in the driver's seat, and the car speeds off. Are there any conversations occurring during this time?
So, Aiden, what is your relationship with Iris?
Not currently have one.
Interesting. So, how do you know her?
Her because of where I worked before.
Where you worked before? And where might that be?
I believe this would be best discussed in front of the Archbishop so that I don't have to go over it again.
Jasper, would you kindly roll perception empathy for me?
Let's see.
Should I make an opposing subterfuge roll?
No need. It is not for that.
Oh, okay.
Jasper, it was quite obvious that Aiden is a Cainite. He's rather pale, and even though you didn't physically touch him, just the air that brushed past you as he entered the car felt a little cold, like colder than you'd expect. So definitely he's a Cainite. The odd thing, though, is that you scan him in every way you can think of, up and down, every single face muscle. You are thorough in this. He shows zero emotion.
Eden, would you mind me asking? What blood are you from? Who is your sire, Eden?
Sire's name. I forgot.
It's okay. You can either make one up, or you can check your notes if you have them. Given the current circumstances, I think the outcome is we can adapt to it.
I am of the bloodline of the true Bruja, and my sire's of no consequence because I killed him.
So, Jasper, this is not something I'll have any of you roll for because this is, well, it's very, very far-fetched. When you hear the term true Bruja, you understand the Bruja part. You understand that part of the bloodline. You don't quite understand why it gets true before it. Maybe it's some bloodline you've never heard of, but it's odd that this is the way Aiden phrased it.
Interesting. Why would you talk about your sire, and what did you do with him exactly?
Why or how?
Why not answer both?
Logic has been flawed for years. I have been waiting for an opportunity. And then the reports about your group came along. And I took my opportunity. I deauthorized my sire, and I
I have
left.
to notice that you know a lot about our back in your reports. What group did you come from? You said you heard about Iris for work beforehand. Please do tell. What kind of work and which group did you come from?
Tomera.
As you hear this, Jasper, you feel the car begin to slow and turn into an alleyway. You know this look in Olivia's face. Things are tense.
I would like to go into Olivia's mind and tell her, not yet. Not yet.
I will be
There's
clear,
no-
Aiden has been careful to keep his hands in sight the entire time. They're just clasped neatly in his lap as he talks.
Jasper, just
I would
tell
like
Jasper, just tell Olivia, what would Iris do?
Shush, you're not in the scene.
We are calling some Shachila Sombra meanwhile.
as he's speaking to Olivia's mind. Olivia, not yet. You know very well that we could use her and
Him.
gain information.
Aiden is a dude.
That is not the time. We must first secure our hostage.
Jasper.
And as he said that, uh, two of his tails start slipping underneath his seat and wrapping around Aiden's legs.
Aiden just glances down. I am not resisting. Do what you wish to make yourself comfortable, however illogical it is.
The car stops in the middle of the alleyway. And Olivia adjusts the rearview mirror, makes eye contact with Aiden, and says, "You will have enough freedom to speak. However," and the eye contact intensifies, and you hear the words, "For the rest of the night, do not lie." And I need to make a roll.
Oh,
Oh my
I
God.
remember. Hang on.
The infamous a lot of dice.
Yes, the infamous a lot of dice.
The infamous 4th gen dominate.
Yes.
It's like, I don't know even why you have to roll.
I guess you never know.
Just to beat fucking 20 successes, I suppose.
Yeah, just to basically be like, I'm sorry, Aiden, there are 20 successes here.
Yeah,
Fuck you- fuck all you can
definitely
do.
enough. So Aiden, for the rest of the night, if you wish to lie, you have to spend a point of willpower. Okay?
Cool. You remember that I have that +3 difficulty, right?
You do. That is true.
Yeah.
That is still a lot.
Allow me just
Yeah.
to check something. So that's +3. That would make it difficulty 11, so he needs 2 10s,
Two
which
10s.
he got.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Still takes effect.
Like,
I have no
sorry,
intention
Aiden.
of lying tonight, I state. no willpower spent, because it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Little did you know. Aiden was lying off his balls.
After a moment of very intense eye contact, Olivia turns their attention back to the road and drives out of the alleyway and continues.
At this time, Jasper keeps wrapping his tails around Aiden, and he will keep them together in case he tries to run, jump, or anything to try to get away. He will fuse instantly the moment he tries to move his legs without them allowing so Aiden, so he cannot run.
All right. Just a quick bit of advice, Jasper. Depending on how stable Aiden is, performing this might trigger a frenzy.
I maybe should do. Oh, I don't know.
It's Jasper's decision if he wants to try and use this power.
No, he's gonna use it if he tries to run away.
Ah, okay. So it's a prepared action. If you see him try to do anything funny,
Yes.
you'll squeeze and melt. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
And then
Aiden,
you have the calmest fucking friends in the car.
Aiden, you feel these bony tendrils wrap around your legs. Do you react?
No, when they first started wrapping around my legs, he said, he looked down at the tendrils and said, I am not resisting you, nor will I. Do what you need to feel comfortable, however illogical.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me.
Eventually. Oh, apologies.
Still. Trust me. You're only still in the Skilllands. Because I am being very logical and rational right now.
The rest of the ride is tense, to say the least. And as you approach the front of the asylum, Olivia...
For the other two, not for Aiden.
Yeah, but Aiden can't really muster. But yeah, as you approach the asylum, the car slows to stop. And Olivia, relaxing their posture, just says, Mask up, Jasper. I'll keep an eye on our guest.
Release our guest from from the tentacle grip.
Release our guest from the Kraken.
Again.
Jasper lets go of Aiden with his tails. Sees to mask himself once again and get out of the car and go forth to warn Iris of her visitor.
Mm-hmm. Aiden, as you see Jasper walk into the asylum, Olivia looks once again through the rearview mirror and says, you will be afforded peace so long as you behave yourself. If I detect anything out of order, you will not survive.
Understand, and that sounds more than reasonable. I accept your hospitality.
Good. And Olivia exits the car and waits for you outside.
Well, I'll get out the car
and
follow her where she needs to lead me.
Yep. Olivia leads you through the front door of the asylum. And after entering the club proper, the night is active, but the club is not incredibly full. Seems that tonight's more of a drinking day than a dancing day. And you are led to an elevator. Once inside, it takes a few seconds as you rise to the second floor. And as the doors open, you enter this waiting area. Olivia walks towards the entrance to the office, pushes the door open, and simply nudges their head.
By the
Okay.
time they're getting there, Jasper's already in the room, and he is telepathically connected to Iris as he warns. We have a special guest from the Taj Mahal. Iris.
Talmahara.
Yeah, Ahamara.
Okay.
A true Bruja who
And
has
I've actually didn't Cecil once tell me about the True Bruja?
Cecil told you the very little he knows about them. It's a
Mm-hmm.
bloodline he's heard of. That's about
Mm-hmm.
it. He
I see.
knows their celerity is weird.
Okay, got it. Iris is basically sitting on the sofa. She has cleaned up the blood off of her, right? Wearing this like Victorian inspired like black dress. And obviously released defeat. Since, like to walk in the club, she has to put on these ridiculous high heels. So she's like lounging on a sofa with her laptop doing some work while Jasper is doing it. And as basically they walk in, she closes the laptop, puts it on a table, and then looks Aiden up and down.
Hello.
Hi there, Caleb.
I am Aiden Conroy. His eyes shift to Jasper, sitting there quietly. I imagine that you have been brought up to date so far.
About your conversation, yes. Didn't. Considering the fact that we are quite tasty targets for your masters. Let me be clear. Unless you manage to prove to us, right here, right now, about you truly defecting, and might I say that it will definitely involve with me, at least me, or Olivia, looking through your mind to confirm that you're telling the truth. Or whether you're hiding something from us. Given the fact how high the price on my head is, or his, or Abel's is not present here, or his. You are not walking out of here alive unless you prove to me that you are definitely defecting. You're not a Camarilla defector. You're not from the Anarchs. You're actually from a group against which I have been fighting for the last 2 years, and I have been building up with my
You
allies
need not
defense.
continue to explain. I understand your motives. I have nothing to hide from you. I have diablerized my own sire. They will be hunting me now as well.
I would
That
like
is-
to see if she.
I would know if Aiden's lying.
I want
That
to
is
know
a
if
bit
Aiden-
part-time fair, bitches.
All right then. In that case, you need no roll, Jack. If others want to check, regardless, you are welcome to roll perception, empathy. And Aiden, if you are lying, you may roll.
I'm not lying. I'm not going to roll.
I'm aware, but always good to keep it a mystery for the others.
Oh, fair. I could roll because I'm a troll.
But yeah, Jack, you sense that you don't see any signs of falsehood.
Yeah.
By the way, Jasper, did you like share the entirety of the conversation, right?
Yes, he would have.
Okay. So you've been planning to leave the group for a long while. Most of whom I meet from that group, they're absolute zealots. Why the change of heart?
I was not much interested in being a part of that organization. Start. I was not given a choice. I was chosen, groomed, if you will, as the next generation.
Groomed.
To be a part of the Tame Ra.
Do they have an indoctrination process before embrace?
Yes, yes they do.
How does that work?
Great efficiency.
No, I meant what's the process? Do they select you as kids and grow you up? Do they grab adults? It's very important for psychology, you know. For understanding yours.
I was chosen as a man,
Hmm.
an adult.
All right. So you lived... How old are you?
That is a difficult question to answer, but because time.
When were you embraced?
I'll give you a date.
How
What is that
precise?
date?
Well, how precise would you like to be, Aiden? To the second?
I'm just going to say month and year. She
Okay.
doesn't need all that information. I could do that, but I'm not going to. Yeah.
That would be just showing off.
Yeah, exactly.
So
We like that.
by most standards, Aiden would be considered a neonate. Though you are not entirely sure if by Tal Mahara standards, like if Tal Mahara standards put him in a position
but
where
like
he has
50
more experience.
50 years, 20 years, what was it?
If I recall correctly, Aiden, it was 100 plus, yes?
That's no neonate.
Yeah.
No, that's like in silly.
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
like...
but a very young and silly.
Yeah.
I mean,
In-
Iris
in
is
the
barely
Camarilla,
over
for
100
example.
plus.
Yeah, but like in the Camarilla, for example, at this age, you know basically just how to
Like-
operate as a regular member of the society. You wouldn't be in.
Yeah, but Iris is like 92, you know, in vampire years.
Yeah, that is fair. So yeah,
Jack's like
young and silly.
73.
If I recall correctly, Aiden is free to correct me.
Sounds right. Like about 100, roughly.
Yeah.
He was embraced when he was about 35, 36, though.
All right. So I suppose you're a bit of a peer. In age, of course. Right then. So... What exactly... Given the fact that I've seen plenty of people turn to their side. I'm sure to those that they embrace, they have plenty of indoctrination methods.
Do.
So how did you do this?
What was the straw that broke the camel's back, I guess?
And you said you were planning to defect for a long, long time. Why now? No, I know it was because you found
Because
it
of
in
you.
Why?
Because they fear you. Reports
Iris
have
just
been
like
coming in, and your group has become one of the biggest problems for them.
Iris does this very, very big grin to the point where her jaw almost split. It's very uncanny. Ah, that is like meat to my heart. You said you had information. From the top of your head, 5 pieces that you consider the most important.
Of secret facilities.
Secret facilities in the Skinlands, I presume.
You know, because I believe that was the case, wasn't it?
Yes,
it
it
was
was.
the case, yes. You would also have been in Enoch, so you may not know the entire city, but you know somewhat the layout of the city.
That's one. What's number 2?
How to hack into their computer systems. Some of them, anyway.
All right. Their computer systems. The first one, well, actually, technically the first 2 I've encountered. Kian and one who went by the name of Anahita, if that was probably also fake. They actually seemed very, how to say, technologically challenged. Is Talmahara catching up on their... Is Talmahara making a tiger jump into technology?
Most technological jumps are because they have released things to the kind.
Huh. It was through that... What was the name? What was the name of it?
Sub-names also of various people in positions of power and authority within the organization.
What about those within Sabbat? Or Camarilla? Or the Anarchs? How many do you know?
I did not have much interaction with the rest of Sabbat proper, only with the Black Hand itself. I know the information about these different factions that they had, but no more.
So you know some among the Black Hand?
Yes, that's the information I offer.
That can be good.
That can be good because we do have somebody we can contact about it.
And also, I happen to be aware of the various types of knowledge that the Black Hand has available. Things that
Sorry. Because there's also the Black Hand here, let's refer to them as what? Manos Nigrum or Talmahara?
Amahara.
Yeah.
The Tamehara have knowledges that you've never seen before, most likely. Disciplines that were lost, collections of magic tomes that are the only copies that remain.
Iris looks to Jack with like that grin. She's like, you know what we're doing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I do know, but Jack is like still lazily just shuffling a deck of cards.
I am
He just
also
waits
aware.
for the fucking bomb.
I also am aware of a certain Sosibo that was captured recently,
Tosima.
who was aware of Sabbat's secret.
You know some. He hasn't been around us for too long.
He's been around
And-
us enough.
Yeah, but he's been gone for a long while.
Yes, if they capture him, not really good.
Well, if anyone is to capture him, that is our pack.
Right?
It is a very good timing that I chose. Well, actually doesn't matter. Not like Kian didn't know of my previous name, but now at least they can't use it to blackmail me.
Hmm.
And where do they have Sosimo?
Tasha breaks
Yeah.
through the ether and like typing.
In a place called Enoch.
They have him in Enoch?
Yes.
Well,
I've been there
How
before.
valuable do they think he is?
huh?
Is he that valuable to move him into Enoch?
I guess they think that he's that valuable.
If
Well-
anyone would like to make an educated guess based on your knowledge of how these things usually go, you are free to roll, let's say, intelligence and investigation.
Sure.
See if you can connect the dots.
A Pelese? A hell yes, eh?
I believe that's a botch for Iris.
Iris is just
No.
like,
So
fuckers. That's
Too
my...
distracted. Too distracted.
So Jack.
Yeah.
You would basically be able to extrapolate that if they took him to Enoch, they see him as either way too valuable an asset to lose, at least at this time, or as a potential recruit
Or danger.
or danger.
So
And
yeah,
they
either
want him to
danger
keep
or
it
recruit.
under lock and key, make sure he, even if he escapes them and the entire city, he has nowhere to go. Iris, listening
I
to this
think
information,
I think Kian is doing this just to spite me.
yeah, you take it personally. You would imagine that if Kian is responsible for this, he probably did it to get at your nerves.
Always getting on my fucking nerves.
He's not He is, but not this way.
Iris just like, like lightly twitching, looks at him.
They either want him to be one of them, or
Sosima.
they're... Look, the fuck I know! The god-awful old turtles who just pretend they're better than all of us and trying to feed us all to the fucking antediluvians. The fuck I know. Just don't try to get dumber by thinking about it. But they wouldn't keep him there if they wanted him to either be, one of them or really fucking hard to retrieve. Maybe they think he's valuable.
Because he has Sabbat secrets.
Nah.
How many? I mean, come on. He hasn't been Sabbat for quite a long time.
More than a year, actually.
And when he left, he didn't know that much.
Yeah.
So, just remind me, Jack did meet Sosimo in person, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. If Iris and Jack would be so kind as to just roll me a flat wits roll.
Apelese.
Apelese.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
No,
The hell yes it? I'm sorry. I'm so fucking sorry.
So we'll
Yeah.
we'll take this as I'll be kind this one time. I'll use this to make to turn this roll into a collective roll. So it's total of one success of you arguing between each other and coming to this conclusion. Yeah, he wasn't
just call Abel.
He wasn't part of the Sabbat for a very long time. But you do remember Oswald kept in touch. You remember Larry was trying to reach out to the Nosferatu. And if you had to guess, if you were to put yourself in his shoes, Sosimo probably has kept tabs on the Sabbat. To what extent, you wouldn't know.
Well, given Sosimo's nature of getting his nose into everybody's business. Okay.
Would you be surprised? So, he is of however little value to them. And this little value keeps him alive.
Live long enough for us to sack Enoch and for me to personally drag him out by his fucking hair. And
I'm not sure about the hair part, but yes.
And then kick him to the moon.
That is doable, but ill-advised. But still, yes.
Yeah, I'd have to kick him to the dark side of the moon, wouldn't I?
And he'd fucking burn the other, in half a day.
Yeah, he would, wouldn't he?
Just kick him into the fucking dirt, will you?
It's fine. Those mortal institutions you were talking about. Details.
They also use kind and train them up to bring into the organization.
The hunters? They've been swarming this area. A pain in my neck.
They have... Wait. Hang on. ask you a question? They have new technology that helps them to equal our strength.
Iris does a little eye roll.
A full exosuit. It interacts with the brain directly.
Sounds fun.
Indeed.
Still doesn't mean I can't set them on fire.
I imagine if you did so while they were inside the suit, that there would be nothing they could do to put it out.
Exactly. So I'm assuming you're familiar with the basis of operation for those annoying little hunters. And Iris's gaze once again, like Iris, like Jack knows it. Olivia knows like what it is. But for Aiden, that's the first time. But Iris's gaze just basically like looks away. Like she looks to the side, is silent for a moment, then returns. And then finally she says, those annoying hunters and those little cyber trucks they use. I assume you know their base and all?
It is
Or
where I
bases.
came from before here.
And that'll be...
Shrug and name where the base was.
Owl's
that I
Eye?
left.
Owl's
Yeah,
Eye?
Owl's Eye. Yeah.
Of course it has to be fucking Owl's Eye.
Well, since I bought fucking Crowfield Arm, what the fuck he's gonna do?
Yeah,
He's
but
running
that's...
out of names.
No, Crowfield Arms was...
Owl's Eye is run by the Tommy Ra.
Yeah, Crowfield Arms was separated from Owl's Eye. It became a separate institution. So I'm sure you can look in with your goal about like, after all, corporations are a thing, and
Ayola Bayola, I know.
you know.
I do.
Iris sits down, leans back into the armchair. Last time, like, she briefly she's about to say something, but then as her gaze wanders to Olivia, but then like she straightens up. Last time the Owl's Eye was destroyed by a Vorst. I suppose this time it can be a magma burst.
There's valuable technology inside that could help you should you wish to retrieve it.
Like?
They have an artificial intelligence, for starters.
Artificial intelligence? An LLM or an intelligence?
It is
Sorry.
sentient the way we are.
Huh. Interesting.
The code adapts and learns as new input is made.
I see. What about Enoch?
I do not spend a great deal of time there, but I have been there.
Do you know the rituals to get there?
No. I
layout?
Can do.
Jack,
Yeah.
you think you can pull up that map again?
Can I?
Well, you did engrave it with alchemy, didn't you?
No. I mean, like, make a map of Enoch.
I thought
Like
I
3D
remember
model.
it.
I thought you like made a.
No, I meant
I made the
that.
portable version.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
No, I meant
Or do you want to
that
cast it
Aiden.
from scratch?
A different one. A different one.
Sure.
I believe I made like the common use one without Enoch and like second layer.
Yeah. So.
I think you will find that my memory is far more difficult to match than most. If you wish a map, then simply give me something to write it on and I can draw it for you.
Well, we have a way of making it 3D with the shadows.
Familiar
like-
heirloom. So yeah,
Uh-huh.
what do I roll?
Well,
You will first, you'd need to... Iris looks at Aiden. Are you... Wait, do you have Auspex? Aiden?
No, I do not.
Jasper, are you able to do telepathy? Oh, sorry, not Jasper, Jack.
Yes.
Congratulations. Basically just think of all the map of Enoch. Like, just envision it in your head. We don't
Yeah.
need the memory. We just need you to envision what it is. Jack here has
If
eidetic
you
memory.
wouldn't mind.
Do I?
So,
I guess you don't really have a choice.
So Aiden,
And I'll
do you recall your experience in Enoch?
Not sure. Out of character, probably no.
Well, I know you have that memory. Are you? What I'm asking is, are you voluntarily?
Oh, yes, I am.
Okay. So, Aiden, you feel a slight sort of pressure in the back of your mind as Jack reaches out with telepathy. Do you fight it or allow him in?
Like curtains parting, so does the resistance on Aiden's mind as he allows you contact.
All right. Jack, would you kindly roll courage, please?
Oh shit. Yeah. I'm a raw dog, this motherfucker.
Virtues
But it's okay.
don't
It's okay.
reduce successes from one, so
Without the police.
suicidal fuck.
Oh yeah.
So, as you delve into Aiden's mind, it's almost like his thoughts become your own. And you begin to experience a memory that he conjures up. You remember very vividly, and I'll describe this as if you were experiencing it because that's the way you're, reliving this memory of Aiden's.
Experiencing it.
Yeah. You recall absolute agony, like an absolute agony-filled existence in Enoch. One single visit that lasted a few years, right after you woke up not knowing what was wrong with you. You spent weeks, months, maybe.
Mhm.
Locked in a chamber with other people just as lost as you. You had to fight tooth and nail to get out of there. And eventually you did, once all the others died. They dubbed you a chatterling. They taught you things you wish you still were unaware of. And then you begin to see memories of specific spots within Enoch. You remember a library almost reaching out infinitely, yet paradoxically still the size of a regular building. You remember corridors that don't always make sense the way they turn. But eventually you figured it out. And you begin to get sort of a layout of the city. And Jack, you realize the map you conjured up, it was accurate, but it didn't really have any context for what was happening there. This Enoch you're witnessing in these memories is about 5 times the size of that map.
Fuck.
And there are things you can't describe. There are creatures there that don't look like wraiths, don't look like Cainites. You're not sure what they are. There are humans, living humans, that somehow can survive there, contributing to the secret agenda of the Tal Mahara. And everyone is kept under a very strict hierarchy. You find yourself lucky enough to, while still being tantamount to a slave, being a candidate to join the higher ranks of your clan. But the price is too great. You can't bring yourself to pay it. And as you see these memories, flashes of emotions, and you witness this monstrously sized paradox of a city, you almost allow yourself, like your mind, to release from Aiden's. And you almost stumble back and fall to the floor. Just from the sheer mountain of knowledge that seemingly Aiden memorized very small amount of time. Aiden seems unfazed. You visibly look shaken to everyone around you.
Shit.
Well,
They are the shit as we were taught, okay? Oh fuck. And like you're alright after all of that. Or just emotionally constipated.
I think that was the question for Aiden.
Yeah, I believe.
I forgot I was muted.
It's okay.
I had no choice but to adapt to my situation and surroundings. That is only a drop in the bucket of the information that I hold. And I'm certain that this group, you all, can make good use of it.
That is true.
And
Would you happen to know what those like not race, not vampires, not humans are?
you would not, Aiden.
I do not. I just know that they are there.
So apparently we
Perhaps
have every bit of crazy in the fucking Enoch, including humans.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, if there's humans, do they have any mages? Aiden?
Aiden would. I'll say because I'm not sure. This was discussed. This specific
wasn't
question was discussed. Aiden would know that they do have mages. How many? What's their level of experience? What are their reasons for being there?
I doubt that I would know those. Yeah.
You weren't privy to that information, but you do know there are mages within Enoch, and they're basically a really big part of how they operate and how they keep all of this shit under wraps so easily.
There are indeed mages. I don't know how many, but they are crucial to the efficiency of the machine.
Okay, so
The fucking mages to start the apocalypse, I guess.
Yeah, but that means we also probably should recruit some.
What can we offer?
Part of the war spoils?
Hey, that is correct. No, we are fucking greedy.
I know for me you can offer protection.
Well, I was talking about mages, but...
Yeah, we were talking about recruiting mages.
Does Aiden look like Jack when he saw his reflection made by Isaacs last time around, or like better or worse?
Aiden, do you mean in like you in what sense?
Path-wise.
Would Jack sense like that Aiden is low humanity?
I'll have just you know, from the vibes you can tell he's not very high humanity. If you want like a more detailed
he
assessment,
probably could have felt that when he was in my mind, right?
Well, it depends.
But you...
I don't think he rolled high enough to get that information. That's the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
He wouldn't catch any emotional attachments to any of it, though. That's the thing.
Plus we run telepathy a bit differently.
Yeah.
Your rolls, you don't get to dive in and just like look for specific information. You get whatever's like being thought of.
Yeah, and if you want
either
to dive
surface
deeper,
or like what is pushed your way.
Yeah, the deeper you want to dive, the higher the roll has to be.
Yeah, and but, also if you want to get something specific,
like Jack knows scientific way to figure it out. Jack knows the fucking science.
So just
what do we roll?
Yeah, if you want a better assessment of how far gone in his path he is, you may roll perception occult to make a.
Ooh, that is a lot of fucking dice.
Yes.
This will amount to an educated guess. By so.
If you fail this roll, I will be disappointed in you and your cow.
Cainite roll and careful.
Cainite lore applies. Careful? I don't think so.
Discerning?
Yeah.
That is the infamous fucking dice bucket.
Oh my god.
1, 2, 3,
One
3.
Success.
Okay.
3.
So I'll give you the.
How am I rolling once?
I'll give you the answer to this. Then we'll take a very short break. So for Iris, you can tell he's low on humanity, low enough that he'll make humans weary if he's around them. You sense that, like, if you had to guess, he's not far from being at the stage where he could actually just adopt a path.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know for sure. But you would assume so. Jack, given how many successes you got, I'll give you two answers. One is thematic, that is, Aiden has every sign of being close enough that it's dangerous. Like the place he's in on his path is dangerous. It's a risk to have him just behave however, like unsupervised. Mechanically, I'll give you like a straight up answer because those are enough successes. He's at 3 humanity.
Mm.
And given the shit
given
the shit you've seen in his memories, you are not surprised.
Not surprised.
You're more surprised he's that high on humanity.
Yeah. Do you by chance like wake up at around? He gives like decently close time because it happened. He wasn't past 3 not long ago.
Night I woke up at such and such time down to the second. He outlines it.
Yeah, he gives an oddly specific time.
Yeah, we better find it path, teacher. And like fucking pronto.
Yeah, but what would fit him?
And that is a conversation we'll have right after.
And
the
that
break.
is the question that we'll have after the break. Yes,
because
like, comment,
I'm
subscribe, share with your family, please. We'll have you.
We'll be back in about 15 minutes. Thank you guys for watching so far. We'll be back with some more. See you soon.
See you.
I am taking a mini nap.
Welcome back. So, the four of you are still in the office, interrogating Aiden, realizing the absolute treasure trove inside his head, but also considering the danger he might pose.
Jasper, did you check that he wasn't followed by any wraiths?
Yes, I did check on the other side. There was no raves following.
Still checking for any
He-
necromantic bindings on him.
Well, Jasper looks at Aiden. How do you feel about stripping?
Dripping?
Okay, so
I
we
don't-
can go to another room, right, Iris?
I really
yeah.
don't
Check if
care.
there
I
are
have
any
no-
parts of the body.
I have no preferences. It's just a body.
Exactly. I'll be right back after a check. Right, Iris?
Iris points
And-
towards a back room.
I'll just
Jasper starts blocking.
I'll just have Jasper roll perception awareness.
Did I say?
Ruh-roh, Shaggy.
2 successes.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So, while he doesn't have any necromantic bindings, he does seem to have not exactly scar tissue, because vampires don't really scar that way, but he does have like some open wounds on his arm in the shape of a symbol you don't really recognize. Aiden, you remember this as one of the unfortunate punishments your sire would impose on you. As much as you tried, you can't heal this.
So,
I don't think that will be healable. I've had something like that done to me before.
Jasper gives a small smile, almost if he was challenged. He says, alright. If you say so. Jasper gets his
You're beating me to
clothes back.
the. So Iris is like low-key annoyed, doesn't know why, but because Jasper just like basically took a project.
Yeah, to be very clear, they are in the back room, but the door is open and everyone's hearing this. Because I don't think Olivia would be okay with Jasper and Aiden in a room alone. So
Okay.
And this Iris stands up and goes to look at the scar.
Intercult, please.
Jasper looks at Iris as if same with his eyes. I saw it first.
Can you describe the scar again? Because I got messaged and like
It is
lost the plot for a second.
It is essentially a small wound in the shape of a symbol. Anyone looking at the symbol, if they wish to identify
My God,
it.
what are these rolls today?
Ain't occult rituals?
If you want to narrow it down to that. If bloodlines, no, but if you want to narrow it down to rituals to see if it is a ritual that you recognize, you can.
Okay.
But if it is not a ritual, you will basically just get the info that it's not a ritual.
Yeah, okay, I'm a roll normal intercult.
Jasper, you may also make a roll.
One dice too many. But that is a hefty fucking roll.
Can I roll again, please? I
You want to
just
re-roll?
apologize. Yeah.
does analytical count towards the roll?
Analytical. Fuck it, yeah, sure.
Fucking finally.
And Iris,
One-
yeah, I'll allow you this once to reroll just because your luck has been abysmal, and I don't like allowing dice to
1,
ruin the
2,
situation.
3, 4. Is it higher now at 7?
It's at 6.
Okay. 1, 2, 3,
I
4,
rolled
5,
one die
6.
too many.
6 successes.
Jack, roll
successes.
a 1d10, and the closest to that result, you remove it from the roll. Okay, so that's that 3 gone.
Yep.
All right.
Still.
Yeah.
5 successes.
So, 5 successes for Jack. Jasper got 1, 2.
Successes.
6.
Yeah. Okay. So 5, 6, and I forgot what Jasper got.
3.
I got 5.
5. So
Okay.
5, 5, 6.
3,
So
4, 5.
for the 2 who got 5, you examine the symbol. You don't really recognize what it is, like what the symbol itself means. But this type of wound that is impossible to heal, you've read very isolated cases of rituals, magic, essentially supernatural effects or supernatural methods one can use to permanently afflict someone with a wound like this. It is possible the symbol itself is supernatural in nature. The wound definitely was caused by a supernatural method. Iris, you get exactly the same information about how the wound was caused. However, you also recognize at least the style of the symbol. You remember back in the counties when you fought the harbinger of the events there, if you know which one I mean. When you fought him, he had a bunch of symbols all over his body, tattooed. One of them actively burned him, and it was one of the reasons why he seemed to be more susceptible to what you guys were doing to him than he would naturally be, which is why you managed to take him out so easily. The symbol is not the same symbol, but it is drawn in the same style. You can tell the two symbols are related.
Infernal. Iris looks up at Aiden. Since when does Talmahara dabble in infernalism?
We've been told, actually, that they do a lot by...
Have we?
Oh, yeah. When he returned.
Oh, okay.
The question is that symbol only on her body or on the soul?
His.
Well.
Well, demonic magic
Either way, that I think this is something Isaac and Abel could potentially look into.
Well, I can do my best right now, but yeah.
If it's infernal, it definitely should be checked out by them. You
I
don't
can try
know
to
what
remove
the
it.
how.
The counteracting it, the same as usual.
No.
Isaac it is.
Yes. Mm,
The Tamera use many tools to achieve goals. Many of those tools most would be unnerved by.
I see. Good to know. Well then.
Anyway, put your clothes back on, Aiden, if you want.
Yeah.
Other than that, Mark, there's nothing on that.
You cannot stay in that Airbnb.
I have more.
It's good because I
have more
booked
housing
it.
than sense.
Pick one in a green area of Santa Monica.
Shall do.
Green area. Make sure there's plenty of plants around.
Mm-hmm.
Inside, outside. Now.
No, Jack, like open the phone. Note to self: keep Leo at guard 24/7.
Speaking of plants, there's something I need to discuss with you, Iris. Well,
We'll do that in a bit. Let's first deal with our guest. All right?
Right.
Now, Hayden. What else do you bring? If there's anything you bring.
Technology.
Is there anything else you're hiding?
Aiden answered technology.
Technology. Okay, I heard knology and I was like, what?
And what kind of
Technology.
technology?
I believe it would be easier to show you, but perhaps a prototype of their AI.
Interesting. But we'll have to look at it in another place. I'll need to set up a secure environment to examine it. And a code.
Jasper sighs, knowing he has more work to do now.
Iris looks at Jasper. Why are you sighing? Did you suddenly become a hacker? A programmer?
No, but I'm the one that secures, well, the other side.
Ah, well, that is true. That is true. Talk with Jack. Figure out where he's gonna stay.
Retrieve the few items that I have at the Airbnb.
Is you happy little family fine with me driving our newest edition? Iris, is it like true Sabbat, false Sabbat situation?
False Sabbat. Which
then
actually,
I shall bring the
well,
cake.
no, wait. To be fair, right now you're on trial period.
So
I
no
know
Sabbat,
you've
technically.
wait. No, it will be the same as it goes with defectors. I know you and Jasper and Olivia. You and Jasper have been part of the Sabbat from the get-go. But only Olivia and I know about the process of defecting. Right, Olivia?
Olivia seems to be zeroed in on Aiden. And now you realize that that's been the case the entire time. Every time
I'm not
Aiden
surprised.
moves, Olivia's basically locked on to him. And so when you call, at first Olivia doesn't really react.
Iris basically taps. Iris is like, my paladin.
Olivia's eyes, basically for a brief moment, jolt to you, then back to Aiden. Yes?
Aiden has not moved a single muscle.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
This is a typical defector situation. So, blood binding or would be the most appropriate. And once we're more sure, he may drink of the cup but not contribute.
A show of trust would be preferable, in my humble opinion. I can provide something if need be.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, since you're responsible for my security, what would be your humble opinion be? Iris has a playful smirk when she says humble opinion.
Olivia, without taking their eyes off of Aiden, lifts her hand, and it begins to split in half. And when it does, with their other hand, Olivia reaches in and seems to tug at the flesh with a pulling motion. You notice Olivia removed a small, what looks like a small bug, only it's far fleshier than you would like it to be. Almost looks like a worm, maybe a centipede with very short legs. Olivia then slowly walks towards Aiden, closing the hand once more, and holds up the creature.
Aiden will extend a hand with a very bland expression.
Eat it. And Olivia rests the creature on Aiden's hand.
Passionately for a moment. Shrugs. And then just shoves it all in his mouth and begins to chew.
Okay. As you try to chew it, it seems rather malleable. Almost like almost like gum. But very dry gum. As you finally manage to break it a bit, it almost bursts into this very viscous vitae. You finally manage to swallow it. And then Olivia looks to Iris.
Satisfied with the security?
I am. That'll
Good.
last us a few weeks.
Okay. We'll see how it is from there.
Aiden, you are permitted to act within the freedoms our Archbishop provides you. Know that if any betrayal is afoot, one snap of my fingers is all it takes. Otherwise, you are free to act as you wish.
Right then. You know, so you're basically in false Sabbat slash defector position. Well, pre-false Sabbat. That means you are subject to our laws. You familiar with the Code of Milan?
Oh, explain it.
The Code of Milan, the Constitution of Sabbat. Well, seems to me you're not. Given the fact that the rights do not apply to you right now. So, in short, you shall be following my commands. You shall be faithful in observing the auctoritas rite that we shall be observing. You shall keep your word of honor to the other Sabbat. And if necessary, you will provide for the needs, aid us. You must put the good of our sect first, and the race of Cainites before your own personal needs. If you don't act under this code, you'll be considered less, well, technically, for now you're not truly a member of Sabbat, so that doesn't yet apply. Iris taps her fingers. You shall act so you shall protect the domains of the Sabbat. Also, personal enemies remain personal enemies, and their personal responsibility, but your enemy is an enemy of Sabbat.
My only enemy is the Tamira.
Good. Now, another important thing, actually. There are not many who know of Talmahara or their actions within the sect. Which means you will need to make a legend for yourself. We can't have you claiming that you're defecting from Talmahara. Also, are you familiar with Ruark, Kian? Aiden?
I don't actually know out of character.
You would have seen
Ian
him
was
around.
at the end of Hunter game.
Yeah, you would have seen him around, but you have never personally spoken to him.
Yeah, but you've seen Kian in like the final scene of the Hunter game.
I've
Okay, well,
seen him, but I don't know him. I've not interacted
well,
with him.
Ruark is probably the reason why Talmahara is on such a high list, because we've taken it as a profession to piss him off and out his plans where we can. Which means you are recognizable. We don't know how much that scar of yours is recognizable, which means I think it would be best if you would be taken to Isaac, since he's more knowledgeable in this area, as soon as possible. But another thing is your appearance.
I expected that you would wish to change my face.
I can do that.
Talmahara is quite fearful of vicissitude. You don't share that fear. What?
If we share the same enemy,
All right, then.
what use is fear to me?
Well,
It is just mildly very painful.
Olivia looks to you, Iris, and says, if I may.
yeah.
I would caution against granting such a privilege at this time.
All right.
Recognizable or not, we can provide protection for now without providing anonymity. Anonymity can
Good
be
point.
earned.
Good point. That is fair.
Understand?
It just also, I wouldn't like. I suppose we can set up the protection good enough. Jack, pick something within reach. Like I said before with the greens and all. And I'll organize with. Maybe actually it would be best if you organize some security there. Should be somewhere inconspicuous, but I'm sure your ghoul has access to some security firm or whatever. Basically so that we don't have any hunters coming in to take him during the day.
Hi, Captain.
Jasper, you know what to do on that place as well. And Aiden, while you rest in your place and all that, write down names, people, etc. What you are interested in. Don't plug in the prototype anywhere. We don't know how it will act if connected to the internet.
Not
Or any form of
plugged
device.
into any device that connects to the internet at this time.
Good. Keep it that way before I arrange a secure network where I can examine it.
Next,
Also,
next thing we know, she spends $5 of resources on NordVPN. Please sponsor us as well.
and one last thing. We should decide, well, on a fake clan that you should belong to. I believe, well, knowing that I have no idea what a true Bruja is.
Yes,
in
that
terms of
was
blood-
radiant. What is the true Bruja?
My line is different.
What?
My bloodline is different.
Well, I can see certainly that you're not as feisty as most of them.
No, I wouldn't be.
Oh my God, this is so sad.
My flaw, my curse, is quite the opposite almost of the rest of the Bruja clan.
I see. I was told that your celerity is weird.
Different. That's true. And then there is the matter of time.
Time.
And my manipulation of it.
Interesting. That is indeed interesting to consider. I suppose we'll have a few other sessions like this during the week where we will record the information that you bring to us. As for now, I think it would be best if Jack and Jasper would take you to a location, arrange the security, somewhere where you'd be more protected.
I must gather the items. My items so that from the B&B to...
Yes.
Yes.
That's okay.
Jasper, Jack, can I trust you to take care of this?
Yep.
All right then.
Of course.
By the way, Jack, did you make that call? By the way, Jack should have made that call to the La Sombra.
We will handle it after the session.
I see.
Okay.
Well then,
Speaking of, I do have to talk to you, Iris, about some things.
very well. In private?
I mean, Jasper looks at Aiden.
Well, I suppose Jack can send you the address. Jack,
And
you can... Can you please accompany our guest?
sure.
And let me know what you pick and all.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where he finally moves to step nearer to Jack to just wait for him to lead the way.
Yeah, let's move it. I'll just like lead to the garage and.
Wait, before Aiden leaves, I'm like, Aiden, you need to consider a path.
I can give the pep talk as well.
Very well. Please do. Given his constitution and mental
This pack
characteristics,
doesn't really get many passes, okay?
given his constitution, Jack. Well, if he was a flesh weaver, it would be one thing. Logic and reason do well with us, but so does it do with your path.
And by the looks of it, emotions are not really a question.
I was being prepared and groomed to take a path before I left.
Which path, if you wouldn't mind?
Typing in the background.
Uh-huh.
It's okay. Normally we just ask Miguel like out loud, can we do
Yeah.
that? Can we do that not?
You know the path of Enteliki or whatever, that Bruja path?
The
Yeah.
True Bruja pass, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Well,
Upon
That I don't
mentioning of the name,
Mhm.
none of you fucking know what this is.
Yeah.
well, no. We don't know that. So you'll have to find something within our ranks.
I can ask Vikes, but I don't really see many chances.
I think, given the Constitution, Path of Death and Soul is quite fitting. We have
I see.
already 3 metamorphosists. Another
What is
one
two
will be.
necromancers?
I think you will find that I am quite resistant to learning magic.
Oh no. That is
That is
kind
not
of the common
necessary.
way to call my pass. Shall we?
I believe we shall.
And yeah. Who gets the right of the first night of the fucking scene?
Well, let's say that as the two of you are leaving, Olivia looks to Iris and says, "Is this a matter that requires more privacy?"
Iris looks to Jasper.
Not at all. You can stay if you want, Olivia. Up to you.
Very
I was
well.
more worried about guest than anyone else in the room hearing.
Of course.
Very well
And
then.
the two of you are left with Olivia in the office as Jack leaves with the newfound guest. And Jasper, did you bring an example of what you're going to talk about?
Yes, I would have left very well hidden inside of my cell.
Okay, proceed.
But first things first. Jasper looks to Iris. Iris, we need
Yes.
to talk about how we're going to deal with that problem that we haven't dealt
Yes.
with.
Well, we really should have talked with the hack at the event, but she was there. We'll just need to arrange a meeting. She does like to have messages sent by crows, so maybe you can send one.
Are you sure she's going to mind me sending a message? I mean, it's not like...
You can send it from me, and just like it's just to arrange a meeting.
I'm just wondering.
Oh,
all.
never mind.
Yeah.
I'll catch up. I get it. She's rather unnerving to most.
Well, it's not that I'm nervous around her. I just don't want to. Well, last time, someone, and I mean Jack, was not courteous. He did almost. Well, probably kill him if he didn't kneel that time.
Very well, I'll talk with her. But we need to have information first from her. She managed to live next to the werewolves. If anyone's going to be more knowledgeable about this stuff, it's going to be her.
Also, I'm bringing you a new project that I just finished that could be of help.
Hmm.
And you would see as Jasper opens up his abdominal cavity and pulls out what appears to be one of the mushrooms that the eldest usually sets off around Jasper and Olivia's room.
To give a more vivid description, it is flesh red. It still looks moist, almost. And while it is mushroom shaped, under the surface you can almost see parts of it pulsating, and it almost moves a little by itself.
Huh. So you've made a flesh mushroom? How is this hateful to us?
Well, But that's because this is the base form. I haven't designated anything yet to it, but I could designate it to grow and keep watch of certain areas where plants usually don't
So you
live.
can use Eyes of the Earth to it?
In a sort of way, yes.
Okay.
I can also change it so they can release spores to make people more susceptible
Susceptible.
to influence of our words. Perhaps
I
even
see.
calm them down. I have yet to test the limits of it, and perhaps if we had, I don't know, a test subject, I could make a function where we can somewhat control or place some sort of bio tracker on someone.
That would be useful. Do you have? Can you perceive through it while you're asleep?
Question, I forgot the answer to that.
It would be
Can I
no.
see it?
While you're in torpor, you're in torpor.
No, unfortunately, no, not while I'm on torpor.
Hmm.
But I would be.
Maybe it was a high level of aspects that would allow you to remain sort of aware while you're in torpor. That would be possible.
Perhaps. It is possible.
But yes, this
And
would
I'm
be
not sure.
really, this would be really useful. Like,
This is not
since Kian is running operations, I'm sure he knows exactly that we also use sewers. And this could be quite useful. Good job.
There's just one teeny minuscule detail. When I place these down, I require to bind it to either a wraith or to ask a spirit to keep it in check.
I see.
Which I don't think is much, but if I use a wraith, well, necromancers could probably control it, which is annoying, so it would be best to use wraiths in places that are relatively close to us.
Yeah.
And spirit, we want to put somewhere farther away.
I suppose it would require a lot of negotiation with the spirits. Our spirits should be better for that.
I'm sure yet.
Though, Way of Nature has affinity with plants and animals, so you could try that also.
I will. Also, would we be worried about him coming immediately after Aiden? I mean, he's a big.
Well, that's why we're moving him. And that's why I asked Jack to place a security. Our blind spot is the daytime.
I'll focus on learning ways to at least deal with ghouls, but.
What would be good is if we had, like, I don't know, maybe some wraith around.
I can
keeping
also
a
work with
tab. Yes, but then again, the wraiths are also susceptible to Talma Haram.
Yes.
That is why I
Actually,
asked Jack's goal. Like, should Jack organize security through his goal?
Very well. Once I finished, well, buying it, where do you think would be a priority to place these?
Our havens? The under asylum would be really bad if we got ambushed through the tunnels when I'm greeting any guests here.
Mhm.
Probably Ada's location as well. But if you're not able to use it during the day, well, still, again, Ada's location. But changing his face is exactly the reason why I first suggested in the first place. But like Olivia said, anonymity should be earned. And we need to confirm the information he gives us. And I think the easiest way to confirm would be to check out Owl's Eye.
That's a shame. I was really hoping to get a sample out of him.
Out of home.
Actually, he mentioned about manipulating time. I wonder how his cells work. To make it so.
Jasper, we're dead. Our cells don't work.
Yes, but they have supernatural tendencies.
Hi,
I mean,
Iris.
looking forward to.
Yeah.
This is gonna be really high difficulty, but make a perception empathy roll.
Okay. Beleza. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 successes.
Well, with the really high difficulty, 4 successes, but still. You recognize something in Jasper's eyes when he mentions getting a piece of, or a sample of Hayden. When mentioning the power his blood might contain. As soon as the topic of the Vitae comes up, he gets this, what you would assume is involuntary, hungry look in his eyes.
She looks at him, her eyes slightly narrow. Well, I think you can ask him nicely, but perhaps, given some recent developments, it would be good if there was somebody else around at the same time.
If you say so.
Have you diabolized anyone recently, Jasper?
Well, there was that intruder.
I see.
I quickly dispatched stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I might have diabolized him because, well, he made me use a lot of blood. And, he was so freshly available.
Well then, Jasper, make sure to learn how to keep yourself in check.
I mean, I'm doing that right now.
Sooner or later, everyone who dabbles with diablerie gets it.
I see. Well, then I'll keep extra careful then. Now that you have mentioned it.
Yes. Because unless you train your will well enough, you could attack an ally.
I will do my best to never let that happen.
Of course. Just remember, indulging the beast is still hedonism. Like, purely hedonism.
I know.
So
I'm very
you'd do your best if you diablerize someone. It is out of need, not out of pleasure. Not because you can, but because you need to. Maybe because it's your only way to regain blood and fight for your life. Or maybe it's because the target has disciplines that will help you survive Gehenna and continue with your experiments another day. But not just because.
Well, that time it was because I was in somewhat a desperate need of blood, and like I said, he was so freshly available.
Yes, but at that time you also didn't have a Diablo addiction. So you made rational choices. Now you'll just have to double check your rational choices to make sure that they're not excuses.
Jasper, you notice that as the topic comes up, Olivia gets this scowl. Like, very bad memories were just pulled from a place they should have stayed.
Olivia.
Not under
Olivia being like, fuck, now there's 2 heroin addicts in the pack.
just for not understanding the anger coming from Olivia, just sighs and says, I'll be sure to keep my head level-headed to not indulge myself.
Hey,
So,
maybe you'll be the first one to find a cure or like a treatment for Diablo addiction. How's that for a project?
that certainly would be interesting. If anything, perhaps my manipulation might also have some help with that. Without the need to drink Aiden's blood, of course.
And as your conversation continues, we cut to Jack and Aiden. As Jack's vehicle parks near one of his properties, or near the Airbnb. And actually, let's cut to straight to the property after Aiden has recovered his things.
We're not many.
Yeah. As you park Jack, Leo, who you warned ahead of time, approaches the window and gives you the keys to one of the apartments in the property.
Thank you.
He gives the keys to Jack, not to...
Oh, right. My son, my bad.
Everything as usual.
So far, I've been meaning to ask, is there any plan about that, my situation?
Sorta, kinda.
Okay. Just We can talk about it later. I'll leave you to your business, boss. And he turns and goes off to continue working.
As it was. You look like you can operate the phone, right?
Say that again?
You look like you can operate the phone. Because
Yes.
you never fucking assume. That is the problem. So yeah. You'll get my number. You... fuck it. I'll get you some literature about my past. At this point, it's heirloom, honestly. And...
Well, I'll read them.
Yeah. From your past, killing is not really a big problem. But yeah. What was the whole shtick of the pass you were supposed to go on? If you don't mind.
It is Path of Entelechy. It's unique to the Tom era, I believe.
Miguel. There is a moment. Pass of Entelechy is like just old pass for Bruja, and Truja pass is Scorch Heart. So
Oh, well, maybe I'm mixing them up.
it's okay. It's okay.
Retcon, my brain is hurting right now.
It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. We're wrapping up the session. But essentially you give an idea of the basics of this path and how, as far as you were taught, because you were primed for accepting the path, but you were only just learning the first steps.
The details.
Yeah. And as you explain it, it is essentially meant to stop you from succumbing to your curse. Because if you were basically told that if you don't go on this path, the lack of your lack of emotion, your lack of investment in things can very easily result in you going overboard more often than you should and not really managing to care enough to retain your humanity. And so this is essentially a strict code of honor that you would abide by, you would try your best to accept, essentially to tame that. You mentioned that it is a bit insane defecting in the state, but it was the opportunity you had, basically.
The situation was not ideal. It is the one that presented itself.
Ideal is the enemy of good. And making the best of the good we have is a nice skill. It's like, can I understand that like conviction is there's no lack of conviction on this pass? The aim described?
It shrugs, it's one of the paths that shrugs off your sense of right and wrong and substitutes it with essentially the dedication to an idea.
Yeah. Well, the part where it's the only way is a pile of shit, but other than that, I think you'll be fine. Just in case, don't really go killing people, ravaging across the city, because I wouldn't really like to lose someone like you to a sale.
Someone like me.
Well, you know some stuff I don't. You've seen some stuff I didn't. And there is still a long conversation to be had.
He gives a slight nod to that, as if that had been the answer he expected.
So yes. I'll be in touch. And
Will blood be delivered here? Or
I'll figure something out. Would you mind giving me some of yours?
it is no trouble.
Very good.
I expect you want to test it or some such.
Yeah, to be honest. But like slightly different than Jasper might.
Can the sample be used for both of you?
I guess.
Or should I give 2 samples?
If you're hungry, I have some blood to exchange, I guess.
I'm not particularly hungry yet. I have been keeping myself well fed.
I guess 2 samples should do.
Alright, he'll go find a container.
Oh, lucky you! Lucky you!
Oddly enough, as you begin thinking of going to find a container, Jack essentially just pops open the glove box, and you see a few
vials for the blood,
vials ready for collection.
Although
I have a really strange hobby.
Well, in that case, he will just make like a small cut and will the vitae to flow out of it and hold that over the vessel.
Mm-hmm.
And do this for both. So 2 points of vitae and 2 vials.
Indeed. And Jack, you are given 2 vials, 2 blood points worth of Aiden's vitae.
Very much appreciated.
Are welcome.
I'll see you when I see you, I suppose. Well, do give me a call when you read the book.
Very well.
All right.
The keys. The business card. For inside use.
Mm-hmm. As Aiden takes the keys and begins heading towards the building, you prepare to leave for your place of rest as the night begins wrapping up. And just as you start the car again, you feel your phone vibrate. You check it. Seems you got a text from a phone number you don't recognize. You open it.
Yeah.
And you get this sinking sensation in your chest as you read it. And that is where we'll leave tonight's episode.
Cheer out.
We'll be back next week at the same time, as usual. Be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed. Check our YouTube channel if you want to catch up on previous episodes, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
See ya.
Uh,